Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is taken about 7 yards deep. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, that's tough. You come in here, you dial up that pass play on the first play from scrimmage and get it picked.
And you know, coaches always talk about we prepare for every eventuality. You don't even mention this as a possibility when you dial up that play, right? Instead, they throw a pick, and now they're behind the 8 ball on the road to get things going.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Williams. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Chance there from long distance to get our first points on the board. How close was it to getting there? Pretty darn close.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got to be thrilled to have this game still at 0-0 after the interception thrown on the very first play of the game.
They certainly do. And what I enjoyed was watching him on the sidelines, because as the defense came off, he was there to congratulate them and really say thanks, because he threw the interception. It didn't turn into any points.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. Going down the middle, and it's complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
You ain't going nowhere. Check out
On second down, it's Hill. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. From 6 yards away. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes a...
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Check 24, check 24.
Back to throw here. And he's going to go down again. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. This is taken at the 18. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
All day, every day, any day.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Allen going to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. 6-0 our score after 1.
319. 54.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Watch the run, watch the run. Hey, switch gears.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Watch tight, tight is right. Watch tight.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Allen now going to throw again. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering what it's going to do.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Lorenzo Carter drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Here's Matt Wild now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, exit. Right there. 54, right there.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Lorenzo Carter able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Here's Williams to return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it. It's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why I ended up having to go up one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll look to throw. Going for it all. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now back to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, trailing now at 6-3. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good passing down here. They send 3 receivers to the right of the formation on second down. Here's Allen to throw it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 43. Allen now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. They'll run. This is Hill. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Allen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. Allen. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
64, weak.
To the air, Allen. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll drop to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
I got it. Watch the edge.
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
No risk on travel.
And here's Allen operating from the gun. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Right there.
Allen now on first down. That one complete to Hill. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
54 is much.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen, rush coming, and he's taken down. Rashawn Gary showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on third and long. On third and long, it's Allen. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Second and long. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. Johnson, the intended target.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They begin to drive with Hill. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down and 4. Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Here we go.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Coaches always tell their players someone's got to make a big play, but what they mean is a game-altering play, a game-changing play, a turnover forced, and we just got that. I mean, how about that play, Brandon?
Yeah, a pick-6, 4th quarter, that is a game-changer.
Someone read their keys, and someone had the courage to go after the ball right then and there.
And it gives them the lead. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Allen to try again after the pick 6. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give to Williams, running right. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
At the 29-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Alert! Slam, slam, slam. Check. Check hot route.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down.
Check 26, check 26.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Check, check. Walk 54, walk 54. It's coming this way, Here we go.
Allen going to go on 4th down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Lorenzo Carter. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. The busy night continues for Williams. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll run it with Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Williams, he will push his way down to about the 14. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try.
For the field goal, a 31-yard attempt.
Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for Philadelphia, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1.